I think I met Ellie 6 years ago now when we were competing on the Freeride World Tour. But yeah, I remember meeting her actually at the party in Canada. There was a band there and they played a Rage Against the Machine song, and Ellie lost her shoe and couldn't find it and was in the middle of the mosh pit. And I just thought, I was like, who the hell is this short, curly-haired girl in the mosh pit raging? Lost her shoe, doesn't care.
I think Ellie, as a skier, she's got some of the best style in women's skiing that I've seen. Like she's really playful. Every time she's hitting an air, she's like doing a shifty or a grab or a 360. Like she plays at the mountain and skis these lines in a unique way that I think not a lot of other people do. Like it's watching her ski, and even like watching her ski on the tour prior to like meeting her, I think she always chose really unique lines that kind of stood out amongst the rest of the group.
For Golden BC, we are looking at Elisabeth Gerritzen, Count Whistler, and Sydney, the infamous double. And the riders all have such cool style. I love to see it. And now look at these aggressive turns, Neil. Elisabeth is on fire right now. Another heater.
Charging down this venue. I really like the angle she took off land. Landed exactly like training, and now lining up a similar air to Hedvig, coming off the same takeoff and also cutting back towards that same one, but double and full line. Boom! Elisabeth on fire!
I think Elisabeth as a skier, she's little rebel. Full on, she knows how to ski well. She knows how to send it, and I really appreciate that she's not trying to ski for points. She was always skiing for the win or for the performance, for the line that she wanted, and not trying to gain some stuff here and there. It was like commitment.
Ready to pencil in the scores of the second rider here, Elisabeth Gerritzen, the local out of Verbier, and she is on course.
Oh
and
yeah,
she
goes big on that first clip.
So fast.
Holy moly, shuts down speed perfectly. Will she take another big step there? She does.
What? Oh my gosh, that was so massive.
Is mental.
Yeah, nice way to hit that clip as well, setting herself perfectly up for this next air, which she takes so deep. Oh my gosh, Elisabeth. And Swiss lady.
I have goosebumps, man, all over.
Yeah, dude.
In my mind, she's always holding herself a little back because she's not having the confidence. But this showed
Not on
like
this run.
1000% confidence.
Yeah. That was skiing at her full potential. That was just absolutely ripping stuff. Taking all of those airs as deep as she wanted to go. That's really.
I have a troubling relationship with fear. I don't like feeling fear. And, you know, in most ski movies, you'll see like these rad dudes be like, fear, blah, blah, blah. How do you control fear? And I'm like, fuck fear. Like, I don't like feeling it. And usually if I'm feeling it, it's like, it's because I'm not in a good spot.
You know, when I stopped the Freeride World Tour, I'm still following today. And always when I saw Ellie skiing, I was like, come on, Ellie, come on. Trust in yourselves. Because I knew she can win every comp if she goes for it, if she believes in it.
I define myself as a quite anti-system person, so competing is very much a system, and I think oftentimes I had kind of trouble like making sense of it all in a way, because I feel like I was part of a system that I was criticizing very much, so it felt very hypocritical. But if I'm being very honest, I absolutely enjoyed the whole thing. It was so much fun meeting all these people and pushing my limits and traveling to crazy places. And so like, I think there's like a political answer to the question, and there's like the real answer is like, it was fucking fun, you know? But more intellectually, I think for the longest time, I had like trouble making sense of what I was doing. It felt useless. I mean, skiing's useless. If you take a step back, everything's useless. But competing, to me, it's like, I don't think I'm like making the world a better place at all. But I don't know if I'm making the world a better place sitting in this field either, so.
Ellie as a person has way more going on. She has a lot of opinions on stuff, and she's not afraid to speak her mind on stuff, which I think I really admire, is just her ability to look at something and think critically and not be afraid to like speak about it.
She puts her money where her mouth is, though. Like, she definitely walks the walk and doesn't just talk the talk, whereas I think a lot of people politically or talk the talk and can't actually do what they're saying or implement it in any ways. But I think it's her bluntness and being able to call it how it is. And like, if someone isn't doing something that she doesn't like, she's not afraid to speak her mind, and that's a pretty badass quality in a person. If the viz was better, you could chuck for 2 easy.
Yeah.
I think your head hit your tails, dude. It was so shrimp. Oh, that was so fucking scary. And I had to do it though, because your back, he was sick. Should be skiing up there, but we're scared of the glacier, so mini golf it is, baby. I think the biggest thing about her skiing style is it's always really smooth and always really graceful. Yeah, but she definitely grew up in Verbier, you can tell, like watching people be able to GS their way through exposure and down these bigger couloirs is where she really excels. It was sick. We got to hike a ridge and I set the boot pack and burnt myself out, mixed up the skis, had to go switch. And then she just sent it straight up the steepest part and led the way. Easy peasy. Didn't even look back twice.
No, but you can't put in the movie that I don't have idols. Otherwise, it's like super cocky. Like, no, I'm not. I don't like anybody. No, but maybe I can give an answer. Basically, any sports person, skiing or not skiing, who speaks out about issues is an idol, because I know that there's so much pressure not to do it, and I don't think enough like athletes are doing it, because a lot of athletes are super smart and think about a lot of stuff, but there's kind of like this censorship, like, no, that's not your spot as an athlete. You should just like be grateful that you're here and that you're getting paid to do what you like, and you're not allowed to stray away from that. You're not allowed to speak your mind. At least in Switzerland, that's what I've felt. Me personally, speaking out about a few things, it's like people are always gonna give you shit for it, because sport is not political. And that's the one thing we hear a lot in Switzerland. It's like, sport should not be political. And it makes me so angry, because first of all, everything is political, and sports is very political, because we're giving a platform, and a platform is political. So if you're not using it, that's your decision. If you're using it, then it feels so unfair that people are giving you shit for it. So I qualified on the World Tour when I was 20. I did 7 consecutive years on the World Tour, which is a lot. And eventually it just felt like, my time was done. And it was a tough decision to make, actually, because it's a huge part of me. And I didn't even know if I could still like ski professionally after the World Tour. And I'm still figuring it out. Like who am I and what can I do? And do I even have a spot in this industry if I'm not following this competitive circuit? Can I even film? Like, can I even scope a line if I don't have 48 hours to scope it and have like high-res photos of it? And so, yeah, there was a lot of question marks, I think, when I left, and I needed that, because for the longest time, I didn't have any question marks in my life. It was just like, skiing, studying, everything was just like, I was following like train tracks. And now everything's kind of up in the air, and I'm figuring out like, who am I, what am I doing? And it's a nice feeling. It's again, I'm outside of my comfort zone for sure.
Austin Sweeten, hitting the beast at Baker.